Schools across most of Pakistan are set to make the teaching of the Holy Quran compulsory from later this year. Students will be expected to read the entire Quran with translation, learn Islamic prayers, and memorize a number of sayings of the Prophet Muhammad. The move comes just months after the country's Senate made Arabic language teaching mandatory in schools in the capital Islamabad. Critics accuse the government of kowtowing to Islamic parties with these plans.
Studying already keeps Zenith and her friends busy the whole day. But very soon, their Islamabad school will add another subject, Arabic. Zenith wants to study art in the future. She's not interested in a new required language at all.
Already in a COVID situation, it's really hard for us to study and go with our subjects, and adding Arabic as a compulsory subject, it's really hard.
The government argues that the new curriculum will help students understand the Quran better and provide future job opportunities in the Middle East. But many students in the capital region already have to learn two languages, Urdu and English. They say adding a third in a pandemic is just too much. Educational reformers are also raising concerns.
The actual reason that we see is that during this government, there has been a trend towards Islamization of education.
And in August, another government mandate goes into effect, making Islamic education compulsory in nearly all schools. It's part of a new single national curriculum. A move liberal reformers also warn will increase the influence of religious clerics and fuel intolerance.
These ones are passed in one single day. This is the power that now the clergy actually feels that it has, that it can take up this name and this will be passed. So, for example, all the blasphemy laws in Pakistan were passed just like that.
A human rights group has challenged the curriculum changes in the nation's highest court over concern for religious minorities. Come August, Pakistani youth, no matter their beliefs, could potentially have no choice in the matter.
Joining me for more now is Pervez Hoodbhoy. He's a nuclear physicist and a noted educationist. He joins me from the Pakistani capital, Islamabad. Welcome, Mr. Hoodbhoy. How fair is the claim that these recent moves by the government point to an Islamization of education in the country?
Well, it's not just Islamization, it's Islamization at a frantic pace. It's far speedier now than it was in the days of General Ziaul-Haq, who started this trend towards infusing religion into every level of education. So that now is faster than ever before, and it's at several different levels, at the school level, the primary level, the middle, high school, and then it goes all the way up to university. At the university level, you cannot get a degree, whether that be a bachelor's, a master's, or a PhD, without studying the Quran and without taking an exam on the Quran. And that was a unanimous decision of the Punjab Assembly last July, that is in 2020. At the school level, the changes are absolutely frightening for someone who believes that children should be able to think for themselves. Here, they're being propagandized at a pace never seen before.
Right. So what you're saying is that the government of Prime Minister Imran Khan is trying to appease Islamic parties with these moves?
I suppose that is a major reason, but it is also that Imran Khan is a fundamentalist. There's absolutely no doubt about that. He says he's proud to be a fundamentalist. He says that he wants to make Pakistan the state of Medina, Riyasat-e-Medina. And he said this in his opening speech. He's repeated it about a dozen times so far. And he says that he wants regular schools and madrasas to have the same curriculum. He says there should not be a difference between them. And so, well, you are right that he wants to appease the extreme right, but he's also pretty right himself.
I mean, it's quite a thing to say, Mr. Hoodbhoy, if you don't mind me pointing this out, that the Prime Minister of Pakistan is a fundamentalist. But then to go back to the point about the teaching of the Holy Quran in schools, Pakistan is at the end of the day an Islamic republic. What is wrong with the Holy Quran being taught in its schools?
Oh, if it's taught at home, there's no problem. But if you make the education in public schools and private schools that of the madrasas, then you don't have a hope of being with the modern world. If children are expected to, and this is, I'm being very factual about it, children are being expected to remember not just the Quran in Arabic, but the translation in Urdu. They're being required to learn hadiths in Arabic with Urdu translations, and apart from it all, a certain number of prayers, like what prayer to say while climbing up a flight of stairs, what to say when you walk down, what should you say at the beginning of a meal, what if you burp. It's become absurd. The amount of religion that is being thrust into our children is incredible. And what is this going to lead to? A nation which is anchored in the 7th century.
So what you're also saying is that the government of Pakistan is ruining the future of Pakistan through its children?
This is what I have been saying, and my colleagues have been saying now for the 3 years that this government has been in power. And this government is adamant. It says that only by making the education of the madrasas, which are Islamic seminaries, the same as that of the regular schools, in fact, removing differences between them, and this is what is called the single national curriculum. Only in this way can we hope to get to an Islamic republic with all the good things about it and so forth. There is no, this sort of education is simply going to take us back into the dark ages.
Pervez Hoodbhoy, we'll have to leave it there for the time being, but thank you so much for joining us, sir.